Sources telling CNN tonight that during the high school mass shooting, 3 Broward County deputies had not entered the building. Instead, they appeared to stay outside. This is after we learned that the deputy assigned to protect the school campus, he didn't go inside either. And tonight we're hearing from one of the students who was shot during that attack and spoke to President Trump while still in the hospital. Samantha Fuentes is out front. She is a senior at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Samantha, listen, I know you lost good friends in the shooting, and of course you're paying a price. You got shot in one leg, shrapnel in another leg, and I'm sure the viewers tonight, as they look at you there, their heart goes out to you. The first question is just how you doing in the days since this attack?
You know, just taking it one day at a time. I can't say that I'm not exhausted, but yeah. I have all the support in the world by everyone that I love right now.
Well, keep them close to you. So you had just gone through this. You're sitting in your hospital bed. You receive a call from President Trump. Tell us how that conversation went.
It went quite interesting. One of the first things he said to me was that he heard that I was a big fan of his and that he was a big fan of mine, and he was just trying to console me and let me know that everything was going to be okay. He then commenced to call the shooter a sick puppy and probably used the word, "oh boy," probably a solid 8 times. I can't say that I was consoled or helped.
You didn't feel, well, what do you have any idea what gave him the impression that you were a big fan of his, as he said to you?
I'm not quite sure. It's not like we've had any prior engagements to that phone call, so maybe it was just an assumption.
You know, it was interesting, and I know you expressed some surprise that he brought up the shooter in the conversation in light of what you went through. How did that part of the conversation go?
I don't think he's ever had to have that conversation with someone before, and it was definitely clear in that moment because he didn't express any real empathy, but it's kind of hard to express empathy when you don't understand.
I get that. I mean, I imagine, listen, it's of course a difficult phone call, most of all for you, right, in light of what you've been through. You told one of my colleagues before this interview that you've never been so unimpressed by a person in your life. I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable position, but what were your emotions as you said that and experienced that?
It's just that when you go through a very traumatic experience such as this one, you have to be very delicate in the way that you phrase your words to people, and I don't feel that he took any caution or any regard for what I was going through, and that kind of hurt my feelings. But I can't say that I don't respect him, and I can't say that I don't respect him as a president, though I do appreciate the concern.
Of course, I understand, and you're very respectful. I've noticed this as I've talked to other of your classmates as well. You're young, you've been through something horrible that most of us never have, but you're handling this with great poise and maturity, and I want to make sure you're aware of that. I want to ask you, if I can, a bit about the school response to this shooting. We're learning more about the school resource officer, Scott Peterson, knowing he waited outside the building. And listen, I'm always reluctant to place too much blame on any one individual. I mean, there's fear, there's the fear in the moment. I want to play, though, what Peterson said at a 2015 school board meeting about his job. Have a listen.
I'm almost on my way out. I'm 30 years, so, but I have other police officers that, they've made homes there. They're part of that community. We're all here for the same goal, to protect our kids, to protect our property.
You had interactions with him. You saw him at work, before this all happened. Do you think too much pressure or responsibility is put on folks like this in a situation like this?
Absolutely not. When you become a police officer, you take an oath to protect and serve, and I don't feel that Peterson protected and served his children just as he claimed he would. He broke a promise, and that's obvious in his inaction.
Understood. Do you feel, because we've been learning about just other missed signals here, right, that there were warnings about Nicholas Cruz before this, do you feel let down by not just the school resource officer and the police, but the other authorities involved here, the FBI, the school district?
Absolutely. I can't say that I'm not disappointed, and I'm not surprised either.
Goodness, why aren't you surprised?
Well, I mean, everyone in our school, including parents and teachers and faculty and students, everyone has reported this kid. And we thought that we did everything in our power to get him off of school grounds, get him away from us, because he was a violent and malicious person. And that was obvious. And kids would even joke about how he was going to be the next school shooter. And as students, we can only do so much. We thought that if we put it into the hands of the law and the hands of our government, that it would be handled. But unfortunately, as students, now we have to take action because our government is failing us, our system is failing us, and we won't be stopped.
You're saying that other students used to joke about him becoming a school shooter?
Absolutely, because of how violent he was and how erratic he was.
Goodness, well, you did do all you could do, and I think you should be conscious of that. You're definitely, you and your classmates, stepping up now. Classes, I know, are meant to resume next week, next Wednesday, I believe, at your high school. You're still going through a lot. Are you planning to go back?
No, I don't intend on going back, but that has little to nothing to do with my fear of returning to the campus. This is because I want to take this opportunity to advocate for my cause and recover. I want to take as much time as possible to spread my message, and doing so I'll be taking myself out of school, just finishing it online and getting out as soon as possible.
Samantha, you and your classmates, they've captured the attention of a nation, and you should be very proud of that. I just want to say I really do wish you the best, and I wish you a swift recovery. I know you got a lot still to go through.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay, take care of yourself.
What's good, fam? This is Mr. Sycamore, and I want to thank you for taking your time out your busy schedule, or if you're just relaxing, I want to thank you for, scrolling through and stopping on my channel with what I think. Yeah, here's another one about your president. Yeah. I mean, I ain't just bashing the guy. It's in the news. And when it's in the news, people talk about it. And that's what I'm here to do, to give you what I think about this news. A young lady, you saw the video. The young lady says that Trump didn't console her any, didn't have any kind of empathy in his words. Just saying any old thing, as he always does, without thinking. Whatever kind of consoling he think he's doing, maybe his White House officials, the one that are backing him. Because it's easy to put someone on a teleprompter and have him halfway read it with the little bit of knowledge he has in reading. But, I guess when you're that old, it's kind of hard to train. And you're stuck in your ways, as they say. So a person who's got money like he has, ain't really had to do nothing, given everything, has the big head, think they rule the world because they have some dividends. They've never had to really be sympathetic about anything. Oh, I don't like that, get it out of here. Oh, I don't like them, get them out of here. You're fired. So when it comes to him attempting to console, he's so still stuck on himself, he don't know how to do it properly. But he don't want to do it anyway. Y'all know he don't be wanting to do it anyway. He does it for the limelight. But has he not realized yet that he's out of line when he does it? He's not out of character. He's out of line when he does it. Because he doesn't know how to do it. The man doesn't have a sympathetic bone in his body. He's sympathetic to money. So now I want to call the survivor up from the Florida school shooting. Let me kind of console her a little bit so this can hit the news and people can start feeling better about me again. So I can be in the limelight again, not the survivor, so I can be in there, so people can say, oh, the president reached out. But this girl herself said that the president called, yes he did, but he was not sympathetic, he was not empathetic, he was not empathetic, he did not do anything to console me. Matter of fact, what he did was say stuff that made me feel kind of bad. It kind of hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings, Donald Trump. And we all know that when he makes these kind of calls, he's going to have a story saying she's lying. Oh, he's going to come up with a story. Y'all mark my words. He's going to come up with a story and say this girl's lying. Especially since she took an interview through CNN, which he deems fake news. Oh, he going to file off on her. He don't care nothing about you being no survivor. Somebody has pulled his coattail and said, wait, don't you do it yet. We know it's eating at you. But you can't do it just yet. She's a survivor. You can't mess up your cred. Not yet, Donald. Wait. But he gonna do it. You watch. Now, not only that, like I was saying, when he lied about, you know, not talking or saying certain things to the black lady whose husband was killed. Or he was sympathetic and he didn't say certain words, and then it come to find out he lied about that. Y'all president is the biggest lie I ever seen in my lifetime. That's either personally or through the news. That man is the biggest liar I've ever seen in my lifetime. But, hey, when you're used to, you're used to. And he used to doing it, so he gonna continue. But, to the survivor of the Florida shooting and the families whose children didn't survive, and to the ones who didn't get hurt and they survived, Mr. Sycamore is praying for you. That's right, I'm praying for you. That you come out of this thing in a peaceful manner mentally. Because what you went through is a hard thing. But everything that's hard can also be softened. Everything that's bad can be made good. Not only am I going to pray, y'all need to pray as well. My condolences to those who lost. My condolences to those who got injured. My condolences to those who just going to have the mental picture and it bother them. That's my concern and my sympathy to each and every one of y'all, in a sincere. Young lady, I'm sorry that you had to go through that with your president. But maybe now you see what everybody else has been trying to tell the whole world, this whole country. I'm Mr. Sycamore. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Comment down below if you must. Until my next video, I'm out.